Hello, Maru. How are you? She made it in 1 minute. Just 1 minute. That's perfect. All right, Lila. Michaela, talk to her. Lila,
Ooh,
what'd you do?
it changed. It was
It was a different cup, right? Because we shifted people.
That's right. Okay, and so this is gonna be your cup? Or you don't? Yeah.
I brought you, if you want to use yours, you're welcome, but you're welcome to use that as well. Did everybody get a gummy, an electric gummy? Did you pass Sir Doc one? Okay, we are at 5:55. So I'd ask you guys to navigate this quietly. Ladies and gentlemen, quiet. Quiet. There we go. Let's silence for the sanctity of this work. Okay, so welcome to this beautiful solstice cacao ceremony. This is a heart opening ceremony. And what a beautiful day to do this. We are on the actual solstice. So being on the solstice means that, wow, what was that? Is that the police? That was really interesting. So the solstice represents a transition from movement to the action of our nutritional growth. What does that mean? That means that we're in the light. We have been evolving in this light. We have had the seeds of our flowers and our plants growing to provide the nutrition. And then from this, literally from this afternoon on, we're ticking down back to the dark. So with this cacao ceremony, we are opening our heart center so that the light that we all carry will carry us through the darkness and carry the world through the darkness. So the intention of doing it on this day is a very powerful one, so that the darkness does not become dense around us. However, we're welcoming the darkness because it'll be a time of rest and a time for our bodies to receive the nutrition that they're supposed to receive. Make sense? And as you know, the solstice is also the time when the sun gives us these very long nights of summer, and our crops actually do germinate and continue to give us the nutrition that we need, okay? Even in the darkness. So as a facilitator, and like I told some of you while you were waiting, we always share a song from our culture. My culture that I feel I vibrate or connect to the most spiritually is the Italian culture. So at some point during the ceremony, I'll share an Italian lullaby, Italian song. However, today is an important day for the water of the entire world. And it's time to bless that water. And it's interesting, what tradition, you're from Nicaragua, correct? Okay, so we have somebody of heritage of the tropical Americas that entered into this space unknowingly. I mean, very cool. How appropriate is that, right? So the three traditions that we're going to be working with tonight are my Italian culture, the tropical Americas through the Bri tradition, which I will get into later, and the water song that was shared with me by Lady Mara today during a Reiki class is from the Algonquin, indigenous Native Americans from North America. So now, in preparation for the ceremony, please make sure you have your hot water, your cacao, a cup and a spoon. Okay, if you have your Electrum gummies, that's perfect as well. Okay, so let me move down here. Just know that the cacao that we're using tonight is the medicine of the tropical Americas. So it's a medicine from your heritage. Okay, and what I'm serving tonight here, if you're present using this cacao, and for some of you that are present as well, you're using the cacao from the Tolomenca Mountains in Costa Rica, and it is blessed with the the wisdom of the Bribri tribe. And I'm going to get into the legend of that in just a little bit. But I want to acknowledge where the cacao comes from, because it's with the permission of the Bribri, and it's from the blessings of a woman by the name of Noah Jiva that I received the ability to, or the blessing to serve all of you. And there's a woman by the name of Guadalupe, and I didn't know who she was, but every time I actually touched the cacao, literally touch it, I see this woman's face in front of me. It's absolutely insane. And so my last session with Noah, who was actually doing the blessing, I said to her, you know, what's going on? I keep seeing this woman's face. And she said, have I ever sent you a picture of Guadalupe? And I'm like, Guadalupe, the town? She goes, no, the person. And so when she sent me the picture, it was that woman. And she is the grandmother in the tribe that is the one who facilitates most of the ceremonies there for the cacao. So kind of awesome, right? So it is on the shoulders of the ancient ones that we're all standing. Okay. So I ask now for all of us, for the purpose of what we are asking, that all of our medicine be true. So those of you at home that have contacted me, or that we've talked about the fact, oh, I don't have the stuff from Costa Rica or Cacao Magic, I have this stuff I had to get from the store. Right now, I am asking for the blessing through Guadalupe, through the Bribri, through the highest guides and guardians, that all medicine be the true medicine. So it's transforming as we speak. Okay. So what I'd like you to do is take your cacao and go ahead and put it into your cup. I've decided to do 4 in this size cup. And then I'm going to pour my hot water over top. And I'll pass this along. It's very hot, still steaming, people. So after you do that, just go ahead and start to stir it and get it to melt completely. If you have an electrum gummy, let's go ahead and put that in your mouth. Those of you who don't have an electric gummy and you want to accept the medicine of this electrum gummy, I'm sending that out as well. You can actually refuse it if you don't want it, or you can take it in. The electrum, for those of you who don't know, is the gold and silver compounds that Sir Edward actually creates into the crystalline form and creates these gummies. The electrum is a reflector that, when, believe it or not, inside of our body, we do have light. All this electricity that's in our bodies pings off of all of the electrum in the gummies, and it actually helps amplify and generate a healing to a higher level than it normally would. So go ahead and put that gummy in your mouth while you stir. Now, in the tradition of the Bribri, and what Noah taught me, is that this cacao is actually supposed to burn you. It's supposed to burn you in 2 places, one on the tongue and one right here at the sternum. She and I hadn't really figured out how you get it past the tongue down to the sternum without it burning everything else. But I'm not a real big fan of my mouth being burned, and neither was she. So we will energetically accept that it's going to touch the tip of the tongue, which is our words and our expression, and it's going to hit the sternum, which is where they believe the seat of the soul is. Okay. So as you stir, I ask that we connect with deep, deep, deep appreciation for this beautiful fruit called the cacao, and the spirit of the cacao that I love so much, and I think that many of you will also come to love. May we all learn to respect it, and in reciprocity, we receive the abundant healing of this medicine. Okay. According to many people, not just the Bribri and not just the traditional tropical Americas, but according to many scientists and medical professionals, that cacao is actually the highest superfood after water. So let's just take a breath for a minute and sink that in. Okay. The highest superfood after water. Pretty amazing, right? So we all know that water is vital and revitalizing for our bodies and souls, right? But it has come to light that this cacao is second to water in bringing us vitality. So how amazing. And just continue to stir till we get all of that melted. And while you do that, I'm just going to give you a little bit more background before we start the ceremony. So what I want you to know is cacao has the compound called theobromine in it. Theobromine is, the name theobromine is derived from theobroma. And that's the actual genius, the name of the genius of the cacao tree that we get this fruit from. And the name is actually made up of two words, theo, the Greek root theo, which means God, and broma, which means food. So the literal translation of cacao, or theobromine, which is in the cacao, is food of the gods. Okay, so for many, many, many ages, ancient times, it was only consumed by priests and kings for thousands of years in the tropical Americas. And then scientists discovered just recently that in the ancient Olmec pots and vessels dating back to 1500 BC, there was residue of theobromine, the chemical property in the cacao bean. So now let's go ahead, and if you are completely stirred up.
Species name is cacao.
Who is?
The species name is cacao.
Exactly. The species name is cacao. Correct. Yep. So hold on to your cup and bring your intention for yourself into your heart. And as you bring your intention to yourself into your heart, I ask that you go ahead and breathe in and then breathe out 3 times over top of your cacao. So as we are all a portion of source, we all have source within us. The breath of God, the breath of source, has just breathed upon your cacao, your medicine. And so setting your intention during this time is bringing you in connection with source. My intention for this ceremony, not only that it is on this beautiful solstice day, is that we all create a beautiful connection with the medicine from the Creator. And we take the time to expand our presence and our awareness on this piece of property we call the earth. And through this opportunity today to be with all of you, I am very thankful and I'm very grateful to be able to serve, to be able to share. So that is my intention for this ceremony. And I ask now if anyone would like to speak their intentions out loud. Anyone here first want to speak their intentions out loud?
Yes, to be in the flow of balance for self and the planet.
Lady Jane said to be in flow of balance for self and the planet. Anyone else? No?
Love, peace, and for all beings for the planet.
Maru has said love, peace,
Joy.
and joy for all human beings on the planet. Is that Lady Tammy?
To be the light that I am called to be in every step that I make and in every decision and choice that I make, and peace and love and joy for the world. That's what I want to be.
Perfect. Anyone else? No? We're good? We can move on? Okay. So with your intention set, with my intention for the ceremony set, it's now time to be present with the cacao. It's time to put your thanks and gratitude into this beautiful plant that we're all holding and that we're going to be working with. So just connect to it with lots of love and feel the gift of this generous plant that some regard as the missing link, the healing agent that God creator has told us is on the earth that can assist us with any ailment that we have. So just know that as you do this, the wisdom of the plant is in your cup. And with your intention set, just know that what is in the cup will soon be in your body and soon be in your blood. So as you hold it and feel it and the warmth, know that it will start to create that warmth within you. So now let's together go ahead and take our first sip. And just imagine touching the tongue where we express our soul. This is where we express our soul. And then imagine as you're sitting upright, it hitting right in the middle of the sternum, the heart chakra, where the seat of the soul is. And what we're trying to do as this cacao passes, and you can keep drinking at your own timeline, is we want to wake up the soul. We want to wake up the light. So just allow it, surrender to it, allow it to enter your body. If it starts to get a little bit thick, just go ahead and stir a little bit more, add a little bit more water. Start to feel the beauty of what's happening within your body, knowing that it's possible to create this space that's outside of time. Right now, we are outside of time, especially that we are here in reality together. We are here virtually together. And prior to opening this room, I opened up a quantum space for this purpose specifically that actually has openings to the entire quantum field. So this is not a contained space, but it is a secure space. So go ahead and finish your cacao and just sit with that. You can keep your eyes closed, keep them open. You can drink a little water if you need to get it down. Go ahead and finish that up. And take your time. You don't have to finish it all at once. But I will finish mine so that while you are ingesting the rest of your cacao, I'm going to talk to you about the cacao's gift and the cosmology of the Bribri tribe itself. So the Bribri are a tribe in Costa Rica, and they are a self-contained tribe. And they believe that the creator of all, they call the architect, is a sloth named Cebu. And he is this child that gets to set all the games in motion and play and create these experiments just to see what happens. Now, how many of you ever heard that Earth is a great experiment? I used to hear that all the time, right? So isn't that interesting that the creator is this child that is putting into play all these experiments just to see what happens, just to see what humans do with what he or she has given. So Cebu the sloth, according to the Bribri, he just lays on his celestial hammock all day long, and he sends other beings, other animals to do his duty, to do his tasks. He knows exactly which animal or which god or goddess is suitable for each job that he has. So he just sends them on the way, and he just lays up there in his hammock. So Cebu created the whole world. He created all the riches. He created all the food and the tools and the medicine that exist on the earth, according to the Bribri. And for the Bribri, he created the last seeds of corn and created something called ushur, which is these conical houses for the Bribri to live in, which is another story on its own. We'll not do that tonight. But when the work of creation of Cebu was done, he said to humans, I have given you everything. Mother Nature has it all for you. Take care of her and use for your life all that I've given you. But do not call on me or ask for any other help. I've given you it all. You have the wisdom, you have the tools, you have the medicine, you have it all. Do not call on me or do not use my name in vain, or forgive my language. This is the legend. I have to say this. I will shit on you. That's the legend. So the Bribri, they don't have days of worship or prayer, but they do have gratitude and connection, respect for the communication with Mother Nature. And they do that through every single act. Every single act is very reverent. There's a very deep connection to the earth and everything upon it. So some say the people who have the outsiders that have actually talked to the Bribri, some say they don't have or they don't feel the love that we feel, the love to Mother Nature that cannot call them different, meaning they see themselves the same as the tree. They see the white person like the dark skinned person or the medium skinned person. They don't see a difference. They just love it all and they see everything with respect. They see the tree as just as equal to them. Okay. So years following these gifts that Cebu gave to humankind, he looked at his creation and he felt this urge to give humans one more gift. And that gift would help them remember their humility and get them to have ultimate gratitude. So that would give them the connection to Mother Nature that they needed, just in case they forgot. So he searched for the right gift, and where he found it was in the cacao family. Now, in the cacao family, like you said, the genius is actually called cacao, but in the cacao family, there are 5 different types of cacao, or 5 sisters, 5 goddesses. They were Slow, Squalo, Wuro, Siru, and Owashu. So those 5 sisters, or those 5 forms of cacao, he knew the gift was in them, but he didn't know which one was going to present himself for humanity. So he decided to go down to the jungle, got out of his hammock, went down to the jungle to see which one of them he would give the gift, who would give the gift he was looking for. So Cebu obviously is a sloth, but he's also a shining creator. He's a brilliant light. So when he came down to earth, he decided to disguise himself. And we've kind of heard this fairy tale before in some ways, actually, in I think Beauty and the Beast. He disguised himself as an ugly, bent old man, and he came to the hut of the Cacao sisters. The 3 older sisters, Slow, Squalrow, and Harrow, were tall and beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous. Siru was short and not pretty, as not to say ugly, but that's the tradition. And Owashu was small and young. So he asked to be let in, and he started flirting with all 5 sisters. And the older sisters were so repelled by his ugliness that they were overtaken by their own pride, and they crawled up the trees and got into their hammocks and tied them so high in the hut that he couldn't reach them. They wanted nothing to do with him. So Siru, the short one and the not so pretty one, started to prepare him cacao drink, the cacao drink you all have just had. And she hosted him. And the old man was so overtaken by her and the beauty of her light and the love and the compassion that came over him when he saw her, that he asked her to marry him. And she agreed. She agreed to marry this old, ugly, bent over man. And so one of the sisters, Squalo, laughed so hard she fell out of her hammock and farted so bad that the whole hut smelled. Now, this is funny because there is one type of seed of the cacao, that tree, that when the seed hits the ground, it actually does still sink. It releases a smelly gas. So there's a little bit of truth in with this legend, right? So the other sisters that were up in the hammock laughed so hard, they got tied up and stuck in their hammocks, okay? So Siru accepted the old man's marriage proposal and left with him. Immediately after she left the hut with him, he shapeshifted and showed his shining image. You know, these are the Jesus stories that we've seen and or heard, and the Buddha stories that we've heard, and the prophet that's in a different form. But so the same type of legend, right? So once everybody saw how gorgeous he was, this shining light, all the sisters begged to marry him. Since they were much prettier, they said, "You should marry us." And Sibu replied, "Siru, with her humble goodness and her heart, will be in charge of the gift to man." So the gift is the gift of remembrance. The gift is the gift of gratitude. The gift is the gift of connection to Mother Earth and creation. And that, everyone, is what you've just put in your body. A gift of remembrance, of gratitude, of connection to Mother Earth. Okay? Any questions? Any questions, comments? Kyle, I know you've been blessed. Oh, he's got Cebu. Kyle Brown he's the one that actually introduced me to Noah, and they have a really good connection. And then so the Native American grandmother Brenda, right? What is her? That's terrible. I can't think of Brenda's. What's Brenda's indigenous name?
Soaring Blue Eagle.
Soaring Blue Eagle sent him this huge stuffed sloth. And then, do you mind if I tell him what happened with the box, or do you want to?
Oh, please do. Please do.
So she sent him after, they connected and he told her about Cebu. She sent him this sloth in a really tiny little box. And when he opened it, it sprung up like a Jack in the Box. So super cool. So any other questions or comments before I go on? No? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead right now and do the native Italian lullaby, if you don't mind. So indulge me. We will do that first. And then we're going to do the one for the water. And this Italian lullaby is called Nina Nana. So Lady Mary in here, who is Italian, she might understand it, or maybe I'm going to butcher this so bad that she won't understand it. I don't know. Where is there we go. Okay. So if you would, just go ahead, close your eyes so you don't see the train wreck. Close your eyes and take a deep breath and just feel your heart. Just feel your heart. Ina na na, Ocola della mama. Ina na na, Ocola del papa. Ina na na, Ocola della mama. Ina na na, Ocola del papa. Ina na na, cuddle with mama. Ina na na, cuddle with papa. Now that brought into the Mediterranean healing energies through my mom, through her mom, through her mom, and so on and so on. Very much what would be considered the gypsies of the Mediterranean, but the healing energies of the mountains, from the mountains of north central Italy. Okay, so the next one I want to do, there's a lot of ancestors coming into the space. I don't know if all of you feel it or not. So we may do a little bit of a journey for all of you to connect with your ancestors, because they're pushing forward pretty strong right now. Okay. But the next song, and I'm going to play a little bit for you while I put up the words. Can you guys see that? Can everybody see it? Okay. And let me see if I have the ability. I'm going to let you listen to it first. Okay, so those are the words. That's what that means. Nibi Wabu, sacred water, holy. And Dayan, home, habitat. Aki, earth. Miskwi, blood, bleeds. Nibi Wabu, sacred water, holy. Heya, 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 hey, heya, 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 ho. Now I will share the phonetic so that you can help sing along. Did that come up? Can you guys see the phonetic, the Sing the Water song? Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to start drumming and we're just going to sing together. Okay. Now that first round was for all the water. Second round, as we sing this, I would like you all to mentally connect yourself to the water in the North Atlantic, where the sub is missing. And if it be in divine order, say God's will, creator, and the gods, the source within each one of those 5 people in the sub, their families and all the crew. If it be in alignment with what their highest good is, let's ask the water to raise them up. We can do this. Okay. Let's do the second round for them. Heya, 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 hey, heya, 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 ibi wako, endayen, ake miske, ibe wako. Hey ya, hey ya. Hey ya, hey. Hey ya, hey ya. Hey ya. Which may God's will be done. All right. Mara, can you unpin me for a moment, please? How many of you are feeling energies around you right now? Ancestral. Anybody want to go into an ancestral journey? Want to do that? Okay, awesome. All right, so right where you are, just go ahead and focus inwardly right now. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Feel the life-giving air within you. Your heart chakra should be feeling some semblance of energy, either pouring out or going inward. Just take your full attention to the heart chakra. You're hearing my voice, but 100% of your awareness is at your heart. And just listen to the drumming, listen to my words, and at some point I will continue to drum, but then I will be silent. The great tree of life is before you, larger than any tree you've ever seen on this earth. It is wide and tall, and as wide as and tall as it is above the ground, it is the same below. Walk up to the tree. Place one hand on your heart and one hand on the trunk. And as you do so, bark opens wide. And the tree is asking you to enter. And as you enter, you immediately feel one with the tree. You are home. Being one with the tree, you start to elongate your consciousness throughout the entire tree, above and below. Where your body stays still in the tree, your spirit will now travel down, down, through the earth, through the roots, through the bedrock, through the mantle of the earth, until your spirit and consciousness flow out through the tips of the roots of the great tree. And as you pop out the root, you find yourself in a crystal cave. Within the crystal cave is the life force of our mother. Life force is a great river of energy. You feel compelled to cross through the river of energy, moving in as if you're bathing in the water. Moving through the energy, being renewed, being restored, coming out on the other side of the riverbank, where you are greeted by many ancestors. Within the crystal cave, one ancestor after another starts to line up. And you have an opportunity now restore balance, not only to your being, but to all the ancestral wounding through your entire lineage. It is time now for you to convene with the ancestors. Allow them to speak to you and you to them. I'm now embrace your ancestors, bid them adieu. They have given you their blessings. And each one of them has come in gratitude for the service that you each have come forward in this lifetime to help humanity. Many of them are weeping in gratitude for you, and only you have taken on the mantle of the work that was theirs to accomplish. But you and only you were born in this time and have the capability to see this work to its completion. Say your goodbyes. Ask any remaining questions. And then make your way back across the river. Find your way to the tips of the roots of the trees coming through the crystal cave. And allow your consciousness and your spirit to float back up into the roots. Traveling up, further up, completely up, all the way back till you find yourself inside the bark, tree of life. The bark is separating, allowing you out. As you stand there and look back, you know full well you are the tree of life. And you are here to give light to humanity. Everybody take a nice deep breath. Bring your awareness and your consciousness back into your body fully. Make any mental note of any place in your body that energy is a little bit more intense. Try to balance that out with your breath. And your next breath, nice deep breath in through the upper sinuses, past the pineal gland, all the way down your spine. Let it float up into your chest. And then when you're ready, just blow it right out the bottoms of your feet, regrounding you here, present in your space, present within this ceremony, this class, this quantum room. And when you're ready at a time that's absolutely perfect for you, bring your awareness up to your eyes and come fully back, fully present, fully aware. And at this time, does anybody have anything they'd like to share about your experience or ask questions? Anything at all? Everybody good? Everybody grounded? Okay. Perfect. Okay, so know that you've had some beautiful medicine. Cacao is the ultimate balancer. If you have anxiety, it will bring you down and balance that. If you have depression, it'll bring you up and balance that. It does wonders for the heart, for brain fog, all kinds of amazing things. Microdosing of cacao is an amazing way. As long as you don't have any GERD, any gastrointestinal reflux disease, you can take it. You could even still take it, but it could be a little bit irritating. But just know that it can help you balance that as well. And what else do you need to know about the cacao? It's what?
Magnesium.
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 Magnesium. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that. I forgot about that. One of the reasons why we go to Costa Rica to get the cacao is because the soil is so magnesium rich because of the volcanic soil. And the magnesium is this calming agent. It's a pain reliever. It helps you sleep. It's just an amazing, amazing component, a compound. So anyway, any other questions or comments? No? Did everybody feel their heart opening? Yeah? Hands up? No? Yes?
I feel the presence.
You feel the presence?
Yes.
Yeah,
It was like, all around,
Yeah. Well, that was one of the reasons why I asked about the journey for the ancestors, because they were all crowding in here. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Let's see if you guys want them. Let's just let them go to where they need to go. So it got very crowded in here, but in a really beautiful way. Okay. So just remember, going forth from this moment forward, from this afternoon forward, we're going into the darker time. The darker time is a beautiful time. There's nothing wrong with the darkness as long as there's no dense energy associated with it. So just make sure you are the light in the darkness. That's again, why we do this on the solstice and we celebrate the light so that we can continue it all year long and spread our light to everyone else. Lady July asked if we have a picture of Guadalupe. Let me see if I can find her picture. Might have it on my phone real quick. She actually looks a lot like Maru.
I thought so.
Yeah. Real quick. Let me find her. Where is she?
Today is the, the alignment
Can you guys see her?
of the,
That's Guadalupe.
oh.
Kyle, did you ever see Guadalupe? Yeah.
Photos I haven't met yet, but
Yeah.
when we go.
Were you invited to this December journey to?
Yes, just trying to figure out the right time. So we'll have to chat about that for sure.
It's Michaela's birthday, and Noah's trying to tell me it'll be perfect coming of age for her, and I'm like, I don't know about the bugs. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm not I don't need a fancy 5-star, but I'm really not sure about those chiggers she talked about. Ooh. Oh, yes. What's the question?
How often do the Bree for their own total well-being do a ceremony?
The Bree drink a full dose of cacao every day.
Every day.
Yeah. That cacao is part of their diet. Yeah. Well, you want to take it easy. I mean, it's not part. Yeah. 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 Any other questions? No? You guys good? Thank you so much for joining. It's been a beautiful, beautiful time. One of the things that I do want to explain to you about a cacao ceremony is that while you are in ceremony, the heart can expand. But a lot of times when there's a cacao ceremony facilitated, people will go, okay, well, I had some hot chocolate water, which is not really chocolate, but I had some hot chocolate water, nothing happened. And then the next 24 to 48 hours are like, boom, hit with energy. All right. Okay. So it can happen. So just be aware that the subtle changes, you may not even remember, like tomorrow, if something shifts within you or something comes your way, you may not immediately make the connection that it's due to the cacao. But just know that whatever comes, just ride the wave. It's a beautiful wave. Don't try to be like the salmon and swim against the flow. Just allow yourself to be caught up in the flow of the energy and just go with it. Okay. It's a beautiful flow. It's a healing flow. And it's just this, God awful, awesome, heart opening energy. Okay. That, Kyle said that was so amazingly beautiful. Thank you, Kyle. Coming from you, that was a beautiful compliment. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. So if we don't have any other questions, I would just like everyone just to take a deep breath, put your hands on your heart, and in your own way, just project as much love and light to the earth and to everyone around you, to people in this gathering, to the people in the submarine, to their families, to the crew that was responsible for everything that happened. Just everything that's happening on the earth right now is happening for a reason. The fires in Canada, the discord in the Ukraine. Let's just send it to wherever our ancestors are asking us to send our love and light, because each one of us represents a piece of the pie. We are not by one the total answer, but together we have it all. So send it where it needs to go. And don't forget, give it to yourself. Give the love to yourself, most importantly, because if you give that gift to yourself, you give it to the all. And so it is, and so we are, and so it shall be. Amen. Namaste. Aho Magwitch. Enjoy, everybody. If anybody has any questions or comments, feel free to reach out and touch base with me, okay? But enjoy the rest of the Solstice. Bye. You're welcome. Bye.